All right, YouTube, welcome back to the show. It's a rainy situation around here. Like we've had rain for days. It's kind of one of those things where it'd be nice to do a chat, but guess what? Between power outages and I think everybody and their mom being on their phones, it's hard to get any signal around here. It seems like. So I'm just going to do a chat while I kind of reorganize and go through my general purpose first aid kit that we kind of acquired last year and we restocked. And I'm going to be restocking it for some other items, reorganizing it, purpose built, making sure I got some of the stuff I need and adding some stuff that is not in here, and maybe just excluding and all that good stuff. But what is going on? There's been lots of rope-a-dope going on. That's what's going on. Are you not entertained with all the just it's crazy. Trump doing his thing with saying one thing, doing another, and leading people astray to focus on the wrong thing at the wrong time. We're doing this thing on, we're revoking visas and we're doing all this, but we're going to have 600,000 visas for Chinese students because universities would shut down if we didn't. Well, good. Just things like that just baffle the mind. What else has happened just recently with that? So there's the whole immigration thing is a distraction from really, I think, ultimately the economy, because it's going to look like people are going to make the excuse that him doing this thing is making the economy worse when the economy is already in the tank. It's already going downhill fast with all the inflation fixing to come up, and it's now that the Fed has said we are going to cut rates. I think we want to exclude that. And stuff like that. It's just waiting for, what do we got there? Okay. Trying to see what I got here. Need to replace these pads. But really, you just got to ask yourself, why would somebody do that, right? Why would he say one thing, do another? Especially with like the student visa thing. Because we have to have the Chinese. It's like, send people up for the fall, and I don't get it. People are going along with it. People are still defending it, and ultimately, he's providing cover to the central bank on the breakdown of the economy. Ultimately, I'm going to drop some betadine in here, I think, and I need to get some eye wash. I haven't restocked the eye washing a while. Hopefully everybody is continuing to do the things like going back through your kits and whatnot, re-plussing it up with whatever you think you might need or otherwise, drop some antibiotic. Let's see how we're going to restructure this a little bit. Got some steri strips in here. Shout out to Steve, Corsair Trainers, continuing to put the good word out. Tweezers, always a useful tool. I've had so many splinters this summer. And the hard part is when you get a splinter on the bottom of your foot or in your right hand and you can't get it out with your left hand, you have to get somebody else to do it for you. I've had a lot of that this summer, it seems like. But yeah, the economic situation degrading to the point that everybody's watching the wrong hand do the wrong thing and falling for the rope-a-dope. Very interesting condition that we're in. But hopefully you're not. Hopefully you're aware, and especially with the economic side of it and just everything, be frosty on the potential. Of note, Guns Coast to Coast said things are about ready to take a dump, which is interesting terminology coming from him. Because in some ways he's right in that the market can only go up because there's so much inflation being built in, but there is a point to where they have to make money on the correction side of the whole thing, and they make money on both sides going up and down when you're controlling it in the way that they do, just like they do with precious metals and other parts of the markets. So find a way to get that fit in there better. But that was interesting, and definitely paying attention to that. When people speak, you need to listen, right? Especially when you usually have contrarian views and you're kind of like almost aligned. Not that, I don't know, I don't necessarily think it's going to crash, but a lot of things might take a dip. I don't think, it's just hard to imagine with the way they control things and the way they can dump things in to the markets that they would allow more than a greater than a 20% correction when they have so many tools to manipulate. But that's also shows kind of how dire and desperate the situation can be right now. Let's see, I want more. I'm going to take some of these out and add more of the gauze, I think. Curlex, I think, is what people traditionally called that, because I think that was a brand name back in the day, but sterile conforming stretch bandage. I think we called it Curlex. But, need to add some alcohol pads. We'll take these out. These are past their time. We'll take that out of here. Having a bulb suction is a good tool. If anybody's had kids and not had a bulb suction tool, I feel for you. I want to get bandages in there though. But yeah, the economics of the whole thing is distressing, and being covered up, it seems like, in a lot of ways by the powers that be, for obvious reasons, because if people get wind and see what's really going down, they might stop listening to what you're saying, right? So people that they're trying to control be like, well, I'm not paying attention to you anymore, right? So as with most things that I do, I have to reorganize twice, pack 3 times, type of thing. So we'll see, because I got other things I want to probably redo here. Let's see. Oh, this is the Curlex. So this is the Curlex, just a different form of bandage roll. Different brand name. Covidin versus that. Anyway. Terminology is everything, right? When you ask somebody for something and they call it something else. Whenever you're in a mixed environment, you want to make sure you're using the same terminology, no matter what it is. Even if it's just different types of bandages. How am I going to get this to fit? But yeah, how are you going to get the economy to fit into the hole they're trying to pigeon it into? And now that Trump has given cover to the central bank to lower rates, which is what they wanted to do, and they've insinuated that much last week. And so that's, that was the big thing on the fiscal, financial, economic side last week, was that Powell intimated that they would be doing that, and everybody's all, see, it's going to happen. He listened to Trump. No, he's just doing what he wanted to do. He just wanted to have a good reason to do it. He even talked about how bad, the economy's not really doing that great. Oh, okay. Let's see if I got the other stuff I want to put in there. With that in here. I might have to acquire it elsewhere. So this kit is big events, take to the range and stuff. good. Get the good hard case is always a good thing. But yeah, I would say you can't go wrong, but it looks like you can. So again, like the storm and stuff, I'm surprised there hasn't been any thunder since we've been in here, because it's just been rocking and rolling all week. Like the strangest weather. I don't think it's rained this many days in a row in my 20 years plus of living here. Like, not in the summertime, maybe in the winter, sure. Not in August, in July. Like 5 days in a row? Are you kidding me? That's insane. And like real rain, like the ground's actually wet, not just sprinkles. You wake up in the morning, the ground's still wet. Like that's how bad, that's how much weather we've had. It's been it's been good. The garden is overwhelmed with weeds. If anybody wants to come help pull weeds, you're more than welcome. We could use the assistance. Mosaic Homestead said he would send sheep, but I got sheepdog. I'm good. I'm good on that end, you know. It's just amazing how much water we've got in this short period of time, and the weeds just blow up right after that. And got to get that stuff picked. I'm picking more weeds than I am fruit and veggies, which is what I should really be focusing on. But we'll see how we do in that realm of getting caught up in the garden once it stops raining, because it hasn't stopped as of right now. And whatever time you see this, maybe we'll be caught up. The people in Burning Man, once again, I don't know if Burning Man started again this weekend, and they are getting flooded out. Just like kind of like what happened a couple years ago. Just I think they were a little more prepared with kind of their plan, and the event wasn't going full speed when this rain did hit. And last time it was like a 1.5 day event. This is, a little bit slower over time, so they didn't get just deluged all at once. But I guess people have been unable to get there and yada yada, etc., because of the overwhelming amount of rain and windstorms and everything else. There's tons of videos out there of them getting pummeled with wind. I need some alcohol pads. I didn't have any of those with me. All right, I got a couple other things. I wanted to get some alcohol pads and prep another bag in there. Disposal bag to just make sure you put all your dirty bandages into, gloves, etc. And I need some gloves too. That's a good catch. Glad I said that. I wasn't even thinking that when I first opened that. Put some gloves in. Where's my glove cache? Here somewhere. But I hope this video finds you all doing well for whatever time things that you're doing. So I'm still going to put some alcohol or betadine pad. Well, I got betadine, but alcohol pads. And not that really there's necessarily a need, I guess, because I do have it be a single-use smaller item instead of having to break open that betadine. And I need to find my cache of gloves and put some in there, because you never know who you're going to be helping out that you might need some protection from, right? That's what the gloves are for. And it'll be good to get some eye wash in there, or sterile water, saline solution type. All right, so that's just a quick going through, and I'm just replacing those items. But the economics, folks, I'm telling you, people are being distracted all too much by it, it seems, because of all the other getting pulled back and forth. Cracker Barrel. We didn't even talk about Cracker Barrel. Oh, it pains the heart. I put it on Twitter. Was it Monday morning? Well, what was it? What day? It was last week. So the day that Cracker Barrel announced that, I had been there that morning wanting to get breakfast, and it wasn't even open yet. They didn't open till 7. It's like, who is Cracker Barrel really servicing if they're not serving, the travelers on the freeways, kind of like seemed like in the old days, it seems like, at least, that was like their focus. They're not there for the local population. They're there for the traveler on the interstate. And it seems like it's all changed now. And just tragedy. And I was like, yeah, you weren't even open when I went to go frequent your store this morning because you're not open for the average person. I don't know who waits till 7 other than old people to eat, you know. And I was like, Chick-fil-A's on the clock because Chick-fil-A didn't even open until 6:30. I was like, man, why can't somebody be open at 6 that I want to go to? And don't even say it because there are no Waffle Houses out here. Man, painful, the culture war being fought while the economy burns to the ground. So I'll let it go with that. That's a brief rainy day chat. I guess Tuesday chat. So y'all be good, YouTube. Prep hard, pray hard for everybody, everywhere, everything, because it's a mess. And live free.